Hi Internet, it's me, Muti Khema, and I'm back, as I'm back from everywhere else, from Sweden, where I attended the World Water Week, which was under the theme Water, Ecosystems and Human Development. And this year, it was a huge event. During the week in August, there were over 200 different sessions and 3,000 delegates, and yours truly was also there. Now, I wasn't there for the entire week of World Water Week. I only managed to attend 2 days. But during those 2 days, I got a feel for what some of the major issues were that everybody was talking about. It was very clear this year that climate change was at the center of a lot of the discussions. There were lots of topics that were being discussed, like nature-based solutions, green financing, and how we can combine different types of finance to achieve a certain social change. Of the few sessions that I got to actually attend, there was one session that really stuck with me afterwards and had me thinking, and it was a session on ecosystems water management, moving from innovation to practice. If you saw my last video, I love innovation, so anything with innovation in the title, I couldn't resist. Now, the session involved a number of speakers, and each speaker was talking about a specific decision support tool that they were developing that was looking at taking in all these variables around climate change and to help decision makers make decisions. Now, all this was cool and such, but I've seen this before. I've been to a number of conferences, and there's always someone developing some new decision support tool. And I was kind of asking myself, how is this different? And to me, it seemed like the same old thing. NGOs and academia developing all these tools that nobody will ever use. So as a practitioner, I was more interested in seeing actual practice, innovations in practice, especially looking at how these decision support tools that were being suggested were actually being used to make decisions, particularly by governments in this time of dwindling resources and a burgeoning population. And as a practitioner, any decision support tool that I'm promoting or using or developing has to be simple. It has to be simple to use and simple to understand to help us make decisions. And sometimes it should be as simple as a traffic light system. That is red, orange, and green.
It's actually amber, not orange.
It's amber?
Yes.
Amber. But then my stubborn brain started to ask a lot of difficult questions. And one of the questions I started asking myself was that in a world that's becoming more and more intertwined, where issues are becoming more and more interconnected, and therefore the problems we're dealing with are becoming more and more complex, should our decision support tools be simple? Or rather, should they take in the complexity of the variables that we're dealing with? Could it be possible that in our trying to be simple with our tools, we are losing nuance and complexity in the process? Then another thought occurred to me. Maybe these decision support tools don't have to be simpler for the sake of the user, the end user. Maybe the decision support tool has to take on complexity, has to take on nuance, and that the decision maker, the leader, whether it's the leader of an NGO or a government official or a CEO of a company, has to understand the complexities involved in any decision. So maybe the decision maker has to be more complex, or rather, the decision maker has to be comfortable with complexity. Now, before you accuse me of making a political statement, just hear me out. The problems of this world, as we all know, are becoming extremely complex. They're becoming interconnected and intertwined in ways that we never imagined. So the decision support tools that we develop need to take on nuance, and the leaders who need to make those decisions need to appreciate nuance, need to appreciate complexity. Someone once said, there are no solutions, there are only trade-offs. And our leaders need to understand what those trade-offs are. And as practitioners, whether an NGO or an academic, we need to provide that information. We need to provide decision support tools that help our leaders make those kinds of decisions. Whether it's an NGO leader or a government leader or a business leader, we need to give them all the nuance, all the complexity for them to make the trade-offs they need to make. But what are your thoughts? What do you think? Do you think decision support tools should be simple and basic so that decision makers can make the decisions that they need to because they're so busy? Or should decision support tools be complex and take in all the nuance and variables required for decision makers to make the trade-offs they need to make? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. as practitioners, whether it's an NGO like myself or an I'm jamming. What? Come on. I want to jam in too. Okay. Okay. Oh my goodness.